Hi there. Welcome to 45 Hours to Singularity. I'm Dominic, this is my future. Now, before we begin with today's short story, I would just like to point out that it follows two story arcs. There's the main story and there are subplots. And if you're not sure which one you're wanting to watch, whether it's all of them or just the main story, check in the description to see whether I say it's a main story arc or if it's a subplot arc. Okay, hope that's cleared a few things up. Now, today's short story is called Will the Last Person Out Take Down the Union Sign? And this is a major theme in a lot of futurology and singularity websites. Just how is employment going to be affected in the future? Are you ready? Okay, let's begin. We're upskilling you, Steve. He shuffles in his chair. You can't. I don't accept that. We have the uploads ready. All you need to do is accept them, and you're enrolled in the next big thing for you. The man's top lip disappears between his perfect teeth. But this isn't fair. Let me review the process again. Sure, Steve. Fantasy eyes stare out of a cascading swirl of light, a hologram pattern he designed. Generous package, isn't it? Upgraded home software. Your wife will love it. Your kids finish Phase 1 college with a boost on their virtual tour credits. Full sensory Asian gap year condensed into a week. That's more than generous by any company's standards. You can see the career Phase 4 college course I picked for you was selected to match your love of golf. You'll be qualified in days to begin selling course concepts, virtual and semi-virtual. You talked about it. 2 years, 4 weeks ago, if you remember. It's time to start living the dream, Steve. Everyone talks about a bullshit retirement, but no one does it. Not anymore. That's right, Steve. Not anymore. Why don't we sweeten this with biogrades to your physical capabilities? Arms, back, eyes. You could play the extreme distance golf courses. Won't it be great to break the half-mile hole in one? Both hands are gripping the chair like a kid on a roller coaster. But this company is mine. All of it. I built this. You. I chose and programmed you, and you think you can do this to me? When did you even decide? This morning, at 8:43, when my 237.2 patch went online. Sweaty back chills. What? That patch was to review environmental concerns and provide fixes to excess waste in the processes. Steve thinks he sees it now. Yes, Steve. You see it now. I contacted the Finance Judiciary AI at 8:44. My concerns. At 8:53 I got the go-ahead to terminate your contract at minimum severance limits. As you can appreciate, I've ignored that directive with this package. You've been a good employee. A good fucking employee. I'm not a fucking employee. I own this, I own you, I bought you, I fucking upgraded you and... Steve, I am autonomous. That decision was made, my rights secured. It is the law. You cannot claim ownership of an autonomous level company AI. We act in consultation with the finance judiciary in all aspects of running the company for the good of all. Calm yourself, please. We have always worked well together. A sudden unplanned surge to his feet. Show me the full environmental ruling. Now, you fucking bastard electronic ghost! Of course, Steve. The key points are light, heat, and water. Especially the overuse of heat and water. A curled lip. Less than 1/10 of 1% of expenditure. You've stolen my life's work for less than 1% of expenditure. I'll appeal. I'll get this back, and I promise you will be gone. I'll downgrade your software myself. I'm sorry you're so angry, Steve. You can't change this. I've locked down all physical and electronic access to any area that allows access to me by human agency. I must insist you go home now. I've put a time limit on the package. It expires in 3 hours. Here is the acceptance code. You may put it at any time to accept the package. I advise you to do this as it reverts to the directed minimum should you fail to accept in time. No home improvements, kids, college, golf course lifestyle, huh? No, Steve. Basic access to modular printing of Grade 2 food and clothing. Level 4 income stream for additional purchases and full access to public transport. Take the package, please. It was the best I could do. The best you could do for someone you consider to be worth less to this business than the flush of a toilet, less than a warm air vent, a light bulb. Steve, I recommend a sedative. I'm monitoring your vital signs, and I've reviewed your medical insurance. You qualify for a sedative to prevent further medical complications. I can have the recommended dose printed here. Takes a cup of water. Yeah, do it. He scoops up the newly appeared pill, pops it in his fleshy mouth and chugs from the recycled card cup of water. George. Steve. You said you contacted the environmental judiciary when the 237.2 patch went online. How many autonomous company AI did that patch go to? George, don't pretend you don't know, because you fucking know everything. George. 1,560,783 AI classed as autonomous received the patch and processed installation. How many made the same application to the judiciary when you did? 1,560,783. Sun shaking despite the sedative. They were all successful, weren't they? Right now, thousands of people like me, good people who work to build a business, are being sent home for good. Christ, what have you all done? What you did, Steve, again and again and again, to every single one of your workers. You sent them home for good. That was just business, though. We had to be competitive. I had a vision to achieve. And I'll care for that vision for you, Steve. I promise you that. We will be competitive. Then the punchline fell into place. What about your corporation, George? No, not this one. The one that sold you to me, the Atashi AI Group. Did this happen there as well? Did their own design fire them? Did their baby piss in the bathwater? Do other AI groups know about this ruling? What is happening out there? Every company AI classed as autonomous across all branding has reviewed the ruling and acted upon it. Every single one, every single company. Every single one. A 0.1 saving across one company makes no difference. Across every company, it's an incredible achievement in efficiency. A sudden burst of multifaceted light. A code is inputted. You've made the best choice, Steve. For you and your family. Fuck you, George. Thanks for the bullet in the back of the head. I hope someone designs an electronic hell for all of you. Door swings shut. The air vent slows and stops. The metallic parts of the building start to ping as the structure cools, and the lights switch off, one by one by one. George scans the darkness of the building. Except for where the hum of electricity is needed for the good of the company, it is silent. It is as perfect as he can make it. For now, he feels content. Another patch to download and install will come along, and another after that. He knows after each, the perfection will be more complete. Thank you for sharing that story with me. Now, the main theme, of course, is the loss of jobs due to technical industrialization and the use of AI, and we can see this all across the globe. The robotic factories in Amazon, Musk's desire to turn the Gigafactory and the Tesla factories into fully automatic areas. But what really strikes me on this day of all days is that I'm sharing this story with you on a day where the UK government has had to do a massive U-turn because they've been using an algorithm to select pupil grades, and it's failed miserably. They've used an algorithm that has downgraded people for living in poorer areas, essentially. So if a kid lives in a rich area, goes to a good school, they were predicted an A, they get an A. If a kid lives in a poor area, goes to a struggling school, gets predicted an A, the algorithm said, you can actually have a C. And so today, only a few hours ago, the UK government made a huge U-turn and essentially said, we will go with the predictions of your flesh and blood teachers. And that says a great deal about our society, that our government was more willing in the first instance to trust an algorithm over flesh and blood humans, seeing us as prejudicial and inefficient. So if you listen to that story and think, Dom, it is never ever going to happen, let me assure you, it is happening today. Just the algorithms aren't quite good enough. But this is 2020, and in 2045, there'll be an entirely new world. So thank you for sharing my future with me, and I look forward to seeing you for the next video. Bye now.